Every song you've ever released has at least one visual asset, the cover art. It's sitting right there on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, everywhere. And for most artists and most tracks, that's where it ends. One square image, static, and it's done. But that cover art already has everything that you need: the mood, the colors, the visual identity of the song. It's the one thing that your audience already associates with that track. And right now, you're only using it as a thumbnail. What if you could take the cover art and turn it into motion visual, a Spotify canvas, a YouTube visualizer, a social teaser, something that actually moves, something that keeps people watching, not by slapping an audio waveform on top of it, not by doing a slow zoom, by actually generating new visuals that look like they came from the same world as your cover art, and then bringing them to life with AI video. I'm going to take a real cover art across different genres, different artists, and show you 3 different ways that we could turn it into motion visuals, from dead simple one-line prompts to using your AI prompt writer that understands the full context of your song. By the end of this session, you'll look at every cover art in your catalog and see content you haven't made yet. How do we do this? Okay, we are using a platform called visuals.fm. This is a platform that we've built from the ground up. It's really made for the music industry, although creators from other markets, anybody can use this to be able to generate images and motion visuals, right? You could turn anything into anything. But a lot of the optimizations, and you'll see why, we've made is to help take your music and turn it into the assets that you need so that you can actually monetize what you're doing and come up with more creative aspects of it. What I like to do before I create motion video is actually create the scene. Okay, because I want to have control over what the first frame of the motion video is going to look like. And if I'm going to take the cover art and morph it into a visualizer, I need to see what it looks like before I turn it into a video. Now, you could go direct to video, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go first, let's take the images, let's come up with the scenes. I want to show you best practices in working with AI and how to do these things. Right now, we can create visuals and images with AI. I went to create and I click cover art and images. This will allow you to generate everything from video scenes to AI visuals for music and all these different components. First things first is we want to have a reference image. The reference image is going to be your cover art. So right here, drag and drop, you could drag it in here or I can upload it. I'm going to select an image here. I've got a bunch of assets and I'm just going to pick one at random. So got 4 RAWs, SD Kid. This is the cover art that we're going to take. Let's see what this comes up with. Turn this cover art image into a cinematic motion scene inspired by the artwork. It should unmistakably be derived from the cover art. So here you go. I've got my prompt, I've got my image, and then we've got our image generation models already selected. We've got Nano Banana 2, Nano Banana Pro, GPT Image 1.5, and a few others like Flux and Luma Photon. Right now, I just recommend Nano Banana 2 is a great starting point for a lot of people. It's cost effective and it's super high quality, but you do get great and different results with GPT Image 1.5 or Nano Banana Pro. Experiment. Try them out. But a lot of these that I'm doing today is going to be all on Nano Banana 2. Image quality, I'm going to do 1K quality because it's great for speed and it'll still look great. We can still turn that into video, but you have different options, okay? If you're ready for like the final production quality, you could go and scale it up to 4K. And what's great is even if you generate it in 1K, you could remix any one into another image again and then upscale it. So if you do 10 different images and you find the one that you love, then upscale it, you could do that too, all right? Now for aspect ratio, we're going to do different types of scenes, right? We could do vertical and we could do landscape. In this particular case, maybe we could start off with, let's go landscape. I'm just going to go ahead and hit edit image. We're going to ignore all these settings for now. We can cover that in a different session. Mind you, I did not give it too much detail. I was just like, hey, we're going to turn it into a cinematic motion scene derived from the artwork, all right? You could see it here side by side. It's unmistakably, it came from the artwork, but it turned it into a cinematic scene. It didn't just go straight up and use the artwork. We could do that, which I have examples of that. But in this example, we're just trying something different. We're trying to do something a little bit different. Let's try it out. So here we go. Now we've got the scene. You've got the artist right there in the middle, the character. Look, it even has all the text inside of it. Perfect. Okay. What's great about these models like Nano Banana 2, it literally does near perfect text almost all the time. I would say all the time, but again, occasionally you get some words that misspell and all you got to do is tell it to correct the spelling. Let's just go ahead and remix these now. I'm going to go ahead and take this cover art. Now, what's great is that you could turn any image that you have in here, whether you upload it as a reference image or the image itself, into a motion video. Okay. How do I do that? Right? Well, you can open it, but let's just say if I open it down here, big remix button, click on that. And now I'm going to remix it into a motion video. Now, what's great about that is now it loads up the reference image right here and it says I could describe my video of what I want it to do. We can come up with a prompt. turn this into a dynamic motion looping video. Let's just see what that does. When you upload an image and you want to create a motion video, you could also choose a video generation model, okay? Now we have a few in here. The one I'm going to recommend right now is going to be VO 3.1 Flash. You could use VO 3.1, which is going to take more time and it's higher quality, but a lot of times you get great quality with Flash, and it's good for experimentation, so you can see the ones that you like. And then you can always use VO 3.1 if you need it to go a step further. So let's give this a shot. Video duration is going to be 8 seconds. Audio generation. For most of you, you're uploading your music with your video. Don't enable audio generation. You don't need it, right? We can get rid of that, because what you're going to want to do is add your music to the background of this video, and then you can use that for social media. You can use that for YouTube, or without the audio, you could put that for your Spotify canvas, right? Now, aspect ratio, because the image is a 9:16, and that's what we're trying first, let's just keep it at 9:16. And for now, we can ignore all these settings. I'll show you a little bit of that later. Let's just go ahead and hit generate, okay? So we're going to do 2 of these side by side. I took that scene and we created a super simple prompt, okay? Now I'm going to click this little button right here, the enhance prompt with AI, okay? When I click on that, it's going to take whatever instructions that I had inside of my prompt along with the image. It's going to analyze the visual elements of the image and then create a prompt for a motion video. Okay, so now it has a lot more context. It has the image and it has the prompt that I put in there. And here we go. Now you can see it says create a dynamic seamless looping canvas video that takes a single striking visual moment and brings it to life. And then you'll see here, it goes into detail of the direction. Let me zoom in. It goes into the core direction, the cinematic composition, the camera movement, lighting and atmosphere to make it feel real, texture and materiality, color and finishing, motion design rules. It's very strict on exactly what to do. You don't have to do prompts like that, but because we do it for you, there's no harm in using it. So there you go. So now we are generating the same image, the same visual, using the very simple prompt and using another one with a more structured prompt that our system created automatically. Check that out. We've got this motion video, took the cover art, inspired to create the scene, turned the scene into a motion video. Not bad, right? So now here's the second one. Remember, we enhanced the prompt now. Let's see what that one looks like. Look at that. So the enhanced one would work a little bit better. They're both cool. The other one's kind of zooming in, but this one does a true parallax effect. And that's probably because in the prompt, right? If I look here, it was very detailed on how the motion should have worked. Again, I know this looks like a lot, but it's very detailed on how this happens. You got the rain, the ripples, the smoke in the background, and you got the background like zooming out, that like dolly effect. There's so many different ways that you could take your music or take your artwork and turn it into AI music visuals that you could use to help your music, okay? Why is this important? We've talked about this before. If you think about Spotify Canvas alone drives up to 120% more streams. Apple Music now supports motion artwork on album pages. YouTube rewards video over static images. TikTok and Reels are video first by definition. The platforms are telling you that motion content wins. Your music is your art. Your cover art is the fastest path to creating it. These things could be done for your back catalog. So imagine I have an entire back catalog of music and I want to be able to generate visuals for it, or it works for new releases. Okay. Every Friday you got a new track, a new album that drops or something like that. You can come in here and grab the visuals that you need to get more people streaming your music. It's super important. There's a whole world out there where, again, music is just not being discovered. And again, it's not because the music is bad. It's because without visuals, the algorithms are just never going to surface them. They're literally invisible to the algorithms. That's why we exist. That's why I'm trying to teach you today on how you can leverage and come up with different ideas to create. You could use a platform like Visuals, .fm to be able to help you create that. I hope this was a session that helped to inspire you to be able to create more. If you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, like our video, drop a comment. That really helps the algorithm and helps other artists, other labels, other music companies to be able to discover us. I'm Sebastian. I am the CEO and co-founder of Visuals.fm. So if you ever need anything at all, please go ahead and reach out to me. Thank you all so much for your time. Love you all. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.